Whose turn is it?
Wagwan, the mathrock review.
All right, Ferris, you got to do it.
Yeah, Ferris, you do
Yeah,
it.
you got to do it with that voice. Let's hit it.
I have to do it?
If not, I'll do it in my white guy voice. So that's fine. I don't think I could do it in the rest of the party.
You got to be
Jamaican
doing the
pigeon.
intro, man.
We're live, man. We're live, man. We're recording, man.
We're fucking live.
We're hot, baby.
Wagwan, the mathrock review.
This is your captain now.
Ting. Look at me. That guy's not even Jamaican. Look at me.
It's a Somali.
Yeah, I don't know.
I am the captain. I don't know anymore. I need to brush up on my Jamaican slang. Bidaya, you know.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the Mathrock Review. This is the episode
Mathrock
where
ting.
we are reviewing
Some mathrock ting.
Mathrock ting, where we reviewing the
Mathrock
Synonyms
ting.
of Void by Catholics. Big ups to that Catholic and the religion and
ting.
such, man.
Austin, wagwan. Wagwan taco, Austin.
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 He thinks it's good time for bean burrito with salsa verde, man.
Me thinks me podcast is a good time to eat, man.
Thinks we not go on, man.
Listen, man, when you're out here grinding as a journalist, not listening to the links that I get sent by you, you know,
The thumbs up.
not doing any research ahead of time, not being familiar with this band at all. You know, it works. You work up an appetite when you slack.
It's true.
I gotta get my
be
gains in.
lazy as fuck, and
I think it's sometimes
and hungry.
I think it's sometimes good to have one person just like coming in raw, you know what I mean?
Raw dogging,
Like
you know.
like just
Gotta
doesn't
shoot
know.
from the hip sometime.
Yeah, just like whoa.
Like in the draft, you know, the wild card. You always gotta have your wild card.
After you have to
That's
go
me,
and
baby.
ask.
I'm here, uneducated. I am a child wandering into the middle of a movie that wants to know what's going on.
So yeah, Austin, you've never
Mathrock ting.
listened to this album. You never listened to this album.
You never
You
listened.
started doing it, and I started slipping into the Jamaican accent. It started capturing me.
Slip in, man.
Mid-sentence.
Slip in.
Mid-sentence,
Is it-
man.
Some mathrock things. Slip
The
in.
Mathrock teams. So this album was featured on Fecking Bahamas in I think August, right before its release. And yeah, it's a pretty niche album. Definitely, in my opinion, like one of those top 50 albums you've never heard of.
Hell yeah. We love anything that gets Fecking Bahamas attention, generally speaking. So
All right, we can try
Mathrock
listening
ting.
to it.
let's run it, baby. Track 1, Requiem Mass.
Wagwan
Actually-
mathrock. Synonyms of wagwan. Some mathrock ting.
Bombo Clot of Void.
Wang bombo clan. Combination of void.
Here we go, man. Oh, fuck.
Looks like that song's just a little
Yeah, it's
15 second.
seconds. Sorry. Okay, I am hitting start on first song now.
Alright, so first comment is the people in this band look like fucking serial killers.
They just look like dudes, man. What do you mean?
They look like truck stop killers.
No, they don't.
Sorry.
These look like nice dudes, Ferris. They do not look like serial killers.
Can't wait.
Definitely a lot going on off the bat, you know.
Off the rip, dude.
There's a lot of spontaneity, a lot of really fun, playful, mathy, like truly mathy things happening in this, and a lot of tapping, a lot of, you know, stops and starts, and a lot of what you can expect from playful, like energetic math rock, like maps and atlases, and like almost bulletproof tiger things happening, and like also very fun, almost folk like tambourine going, you know, like I don't know, it's like folk pop kind of vibes in this first
Yeah, the overall like thread of the song is like a post-rock build and release kind of structure, but like the textures are very, very diverse and hit all the like kind of the math rock kind of boxes, I guess. It's giving me Hikes a little bit. It kind of reminds me of Hikes.
Oh yes, that's definitely what I was looking for, that folk pop mathy hikes kind of.
Yeah.
And then
But like,
nice and slow for that, the end of that second song, the variations on a rigid musical theme.
this sounds like I'm in Europe on a summer day and like there's a church bell or a cathedral bell ringing like in the distance or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this first song already kind of like has everything I'm looking for in like math rock. It's like interesting, like all the instruments are kind of like hopping around and like playing off of each other. It's like upbeat, it's like fun to listen to, but it also has just like a really good sense of melody.
Yeah, it's super melodic. It's fucking beautiful, dude. Like that was a beautiful song. And even when it was busy, it stayed melodic and like focused. That was a lot to digest. I feel like I just got punched in the mouth.
Yeah, no, it hits you right out of the gate. Like track 1 is that 15-second lead up into just boom. Track 2, like just right into crazy, mathy, fun, like vibey, and then also at the end where it like builds and builds and builds, and then goes down to like the really nice slow like xylophone like passage. Like that's such a cool opening track. Like when you really think about it, like wow, that's like definitely something you want to start with, like for you know, just showing off the massive versatility. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, putting your best foot forward for sure, man. It's a great opening.
Yeah. I knew you would dig the sound of this.
Yeah, I'm fucking excited.
This kind of sound.
Boys, we're 6 minutes in and I'm
oh, we're coming.
gassed. This shit just steamrolled me. Let's go. I'm excited.
The bass.
Very Piglet in like the melodies, like on the bass. I love the usage of like that rhythm section, you know, creating those melodies within the rhythm that they're providing. It's so beautiful, and it's supporting that guitar riff so well in this third song.
Yeah, they do. They have a really good grasp on like counter melody. Like the bass isn't just supporting; it's also doing its own thing. Like weaves in and out of the guitar part there. I like that a lot.
Yeah, whereas the first track was very sporadic and like very separated, like this third track, Sweating to the uke hits, feels very like cohesive and very together and very arranged, you know, very well, like very tightly.
A piano.
Yeah.
Do you guys hear that piano part?
Yes. This is, and then right in the middle of this song, we start to get very loose. That piano comes in. Tension is kind of relieved here, and then the build up to the crazy begins. Oh, and we're vibing.
This is the beach episode of the album.
This is the jam break.
Just booted up Sonic Adventure from the fucking PlayStation. No, Dreamcast.
I like the follow through. Compositionally, I like them exploring the avenues, you know, and not just taking like sharp lefts and sharp rights out of anything, you know. I really like the build on this song.
They'll give you the sharp turn here and there, but they'll come back.
Yeah,
Original idea.
It adds so much power to it.
Even this dissonant part is an exploration of a previous like little left turn that they took.
Yeah, and then going back to the vibey, but in a different format where it's riffy. This third track goes a lot of places, and I love this as like an outro section, just vibes all around. Is that a hint of vocals? Is that a hint of vocals?
It says there are vocals in here.
Yeah, no, right at the end, right there. Did you hear that?
I think that's like a saxophone.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure that I heard it. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Track 3, saxophone. Ben Dulong. Your shit sounds like an angel's voice. Good job.
Sounds amazing. Yeah, I love that shit. Yeah, track 3, vibes were to a maximum. It felt like Bob Golick, The Littlest Viking. You know, like just super, just like vibey, and just like we're doing some math rock riffs and just vibing. You know, that's the kind of shit I like to write in Reese. Just like super vibey kind of material.
It's giving no drum and bass in the jazz room.
Clever girl.
It's giving clever girl. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I could see that.
Totally.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It's like that, but like if the members of that band all like had an Adderall prescription and wanted to play it a little louder and faster.
Or we're 10 years older when they wrote that. It just feels like a mature like version of No Drum and Bass in the Jazz Room, you know?
Where are those fucks? Somebody needs to track them down one day.
Dude,
that's your job, buddy.
Make them right, you know?
Yeah. Like, do you guys know? You guys like know?
Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, Wake one.
Return to the.
Wait, one, Mom?
God damn.
All right, next one. We're good now.
I think this one's my favorite song. Track 4.
Track 4. Now that we're all here, we're not all there. We love that. Sorry, I'll start over. So I definitely did get a listen to their earlier album, and their earlier album was, wow, very, very, very narrative, very like, the whole thing felt like a play almost, you know, like very cinematic, like very staged, you know, very arranged. And this feels a lot more loose and feels like a mature, like really mature evolution. And it's kind of trending this way with like these recent releases in 2024 with mathrock bands, like just releasing like these mature versions of like their respective sounds. And it like just blends it with this like rich orchestration and just beautiful, like reflective sounding, like nostalgic beats, you know?
Dude, this is, oh my god, I wish I was on mushrooms right now. Like, this just makes me want to trip on mushrooms.
Yeah, I totally get you. Yeah, I love the
This
texture, like, you know, in the arrangements. It's so beautiful. And using the strings, using the horns, using the woodwinds, you know, it adds this cinematic depth, and it's really nice. Just completely surpassing the traditional guitar-centric math rock style.
It kind of reminds me of Monobody a little bit.
Sure,
But
yeah.
like,
And how,
They lean into the aggression a little bit more, though, the drama of it all.
Absolutely. This track, Now That We're All Here, We're Not All There, has definitely been the peak so far, thus far. And it's about the middle of the album.
Also, the recording just sounds so fucking good.
Yeah, it does.
So dynamic.
It sounds very, very good. Yeah. Ooh, that melody that they're introducing there. Oh man, I love that. Palm mutes at the end. So beautiful. Wow. So much like emotional weight there at the end.
Dude, it looks like they had a whole string quartet. They had a violin 1 and 2, a viola, and a cello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like.
That's
a lot.
That's
Sounds
crazy.
Awesome. It sounds great.
That's what I'm reading in the liner notes.
Yeah, sounds awesome. The first album was very like not straightforward, but it was like very much a train track that led you down this like one path, and it was meant to be that, and it was very, very good in what it did. This is like very dynamic, very loose from what was previously, if you haven't heard anything.
This is my first exposure to this band, and Catholics, I have to apologize. I was not familiar with your game. This is beautiful, man. This is it's so fleshed out. It's just like
it's incredibly fleshed out. They are heavily inspired by Cusco, and are good friends with the bandmates together. They did splits together, or did a split together. Sorry.
Gotcha. I'll have to check out that band now too.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's my favorite song on the album.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't really have a lot to say about it, except like the composition's really good. Just like the melodies are really good. The energy, they just like build energy very well. They know how to use just like their compositional skills and their build-up skills, and the recording sounds great. Like, it's just like, it sounds like all of my favorite math rock albums. Like, this is definitely an album I could be like, you know, one, this is math rock. I could be like, oh, this is what math rock is. But also, two, if someone didn't like math rock, I'd be like, well, you should maybe listen to this. Like, this is like, you know,
not conventional.
Yeah, not conventional.
Yeah, and I feel like this song in particular, Now That We're All Here, We're Not All There. Like, it's even funny in the title. That's like a nod to the Muppets Treasure Island episode, and it's like you know, that's like the pop humor, you know, the pop culture like humor stuff like in the title, but it's like incredibly like deep like story of internal conflict and searching for meaning, you know, like within the composition, you know, just like beautiful story, like beautiful things going on, and it's like it's lighthearted and like so deep. And I feel like the album title too, Synonyms of Void, greatly contributes to that like overall feeling I get from that title of finding a new place and chaos, like the void themes of that, you know, like existential, like self-discovery, loss, you know, emptiness, yada yada, the void.
Dude, yeah, this shit, I don't know. This shit could be the soundtrack to like a movie. Like it just carries a narration so well. It carries like an energy throughout the whole thing so far. It's like sweeping, you know what I mean? It's so grand sounding. I don't know.
One last point. I feel like there's so much weight added by using lyrics and vocals in such a sparse way. Even like just the tiniest little bit, it serves as just really beautiful punctuation marks at like the end of like a larger like narrative that they're telling, with the music itself carrying like the brunt of the emotional weight. You know, it's an album that definitely demands active listening and invites, you know, you to engage with, you know, sonic emotional textures, all of that.
Well said. I'm with you. It definitely like just immediately draws you in. Just go for it. No, that's good.
Ah, jeez. This fifth song, mewsong, this band effortlessly flows between beautiful, introspective, like melodic passages and aggressive energy and driving, and it's exactly what made Piglet successful. It's exactly like what like Hikes does really well, you know. It's all of these things that are just like so good, you know. It's exactly why we love like bands like Mono Buddy, for how like insanely fluid, you know, all of the compositions are.
Fluid is the right word. Yeah, it's very flowy from state to state, you know, vibe to vibe.
And I feel like there's still something core here with like Catholics. Like there's something very core that they're incorporating in every song that they're trying to convey. Something that's very Catholics, like very its own kind of style.
Oh, cat.
Mewsong. You gotta have the pet samples in Mewsong.
You gotta have the one Mew in there.
That was very fun.
I like that song a lot.
Yeah.
I like how like fragile it sounds in the beginning. Like it sounds like it could come apart at any moment, and it really like builds into something so powerful halfway through. They do
the guitar in the beginning, dude. The doo.
Yeah.
Like that, like really interesting, metallic, like.
Yeah, like percussive.
Yeah,
kinda.
Something just so interesting there. I just wonder what like kind of sound that is, you know. It's not even any effect.
It sounds double tracked.
It's just a little grit
in
there, you know. Yeah.
I think it's tapping
section.
that's double tracked.
Yeah, but it's
Either
just
that
got
or
that like
really
little bit of
loud
grit.
chorus.
Yeah, that adds that like really nice edge to that like lead line. It's like so nice, and it sounds like so percussive and like it's picked, you know. It's like so like really, I don't know.
If that guitar tone had a color, it would be chrome. Like it's slick. Fucking
Totally. Yeah,
smooth
it's
as fuck.
a beautiful melody there. All right, we're into our second to last song.
What does this symbol mean? This title? Is it a zero? Is it
No, it's
diminished?
It's like it's a math symbol. It's like undefined or something.
Yeah, it's a
math
not.
symbol, or is it like a Roman?
It means not.
Both.
So this 6-track is fully piano.
This shit is beautiful, man. What? This is the part of the mushroom trip where I have a bad time though.
This is the part I don't want to think about.
Yeah, exactly. This is all the emotional weight and all the mistakes I've made resurfacing. Just like refuses to resolve.
It's undefined. Good name of the song. And then we'll not pause it after this and let it go into the next song, because there's a pretty good transition, so we can just talk about it after we hear it, although it will buffer for a sec on YouTube. So yeah, definitely a very like eerie, creepy, dark, gloomy solo piano vibe, like right into this last track that's just huge intro. I love the juxtaposition there, and also the build up, because it kind of feels like this is exactly the resolving I needed to that piano part right before it. It's like, even if it's minor, like I just needed to like release that tension and get it out, you know? And it's like this big expression of energy in that release. It's beautiful. It's like releasing the tension in reverse. How it gets really big and then releases. It's like it's really small, but I just need something, and then boom, it's big, and it's like it's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, it's like a nagging urge, and like getting at you little by little, like 5,000 cuts kind of feeling.
And I really think if there's one thing I don't like about this album, it's probably where this section in particular is placed. Because you had so much momentum from that first riff, I felt like you could have done a lot of exploration on that route. Whereas this, we kind of veered off into now we're in like a swamp, you know, and we're kind of like half tempo, you know. It's exactly where I didn't want to be, you know, right after hearing that first riff. But it's also taking you through that last final journey, you know. It's that final song that's doing all these twists and turns. So I kind of respect it for that, but it's not like sonically what I want to hear. Like I wish this section was a little bit after, you know, like a little bit more exploration on that first riff, because then we kind of devolve here in the middle of the song.
This section is giving like Godspeed You, Black Emperor.
I feel that.
Or like,
sure.
I don't know.
Still slow. Well, I wish that was louder. Those like squeals and that grit.
Ooh, the way they make you wait. They make you wait for it.
It's such kind of like a classical, like fermata, you know, like very like classical cadence into, you know.
They like it. You anticipate it so hard there to come in on where the one usually would be, and they just like wait like an eighth note or something. 16th note, I don't know. Just a beat.
It reminds me of the track from Post Madonna, You're a Wizard, Harry.
I could see that.
It kind of like falls apart for a second.
And see what I said about the last song kind of being like an inverse of what the band like kind of does. Like in the first song, like it was very like happy and like playful and very like technical and doing a bunch of stuff. And then this is like an inversion of that where it's like noisy and dissonance and like almost very off-timey kind of sound, where it's like very slowed down and not really like having any momentum. That's the end of the album.
That's powerful, man. That's okay. So you guys were saying that really quick. The piano interlude piece. I don't know if it's fair to call it an interlude. It's like 3 minutes long. It's like feels like a complete song. So that's in math represents a null set. So that is a synonym of void, right? Is that what I'm getting?
I think so.
Okay. All right. I like that.
I was looking it up, but it's quite afternoon.
It says often used to distinguish zero or nothing.
Yeah. So it's like they're a little nod to the song that comes after it, the song that it precedes.
Because it's a synonym.
I like those two pieces together. It's interesting that the first song is 15 seconds and the last song is really 2 songs. That's 8 minutes total, you know?
I feel like... Oh, wait, keep going.
No, you're good.
I was just gonna say, I feel like I like that last song as a song. I don't really like it in the context of the album, just because I do feel like it's just like this
I
one
totally
song
get
that's,
what
like,
you mean.
It's like very over here. I feel like if the album had like slowly devolved into that, you know what I mean? Like progressively became more
After
like dissonant.
Mewsong, you're expecting something very happy.
Yeah, I feel like if it just
Or
became
playful.
more like dissonant or kind of like less like congealed and more like free flowing like the last song
felt
was.
like the last 2 songs could have been their own different islands, their own release.
Yeah, I like the piano song. I think the piano song would have been a great transition into like a second half of like 4 or 5 more songs that were kind of like the last
totally.
song.
Yeah, it's usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there were like, you know, a few songs after this, 100%. It makes sense.
Yeah, I just don't think it really. I don't really think it fit.
As an ending. Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
as an ending. Yeah.
I had the same
I
thought.
don't know. I'm torn on it. I feel like it was a choice. You know what I mean? Like a calculated decision to like, hey, it's gonna start out real pretty and then it's gonna end kind of as a little shit show, just to like, I don't know, just like juxtapose all the different elements of the band really starkly. I feel like it's on purpose. But I see what you guys are saying.
And it
I
represents
kinda
that
like it.
void theme.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just kind of trolled out. It's kind of like a Picardy third. Like you have this like long, like sad, like whatever, and then all of a sudden, bling. It's like nice, happy. It's like the inversion of the Picardy third. You're just like, oh, this is like the last song. That's just like, It was almost like, you know, it'd be really funny if this last last song was just like fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
The whole band was tired when they wrote this song, and we just decided to keep angry, sleepy vibes for the last song, so we can go to bed.
Yeah, it's like the creation of Waluigi. Like it's just like the inverse of the mirror.
Yeah.
The inverse of the mirror is good.
Yeah, so I mean I think that's my only criticism really of the album. It's just I don't really like that last song in terms of the context of it.
I agree. I agree in the context. But I also like the songs. But I agree in your feedback that it's like in the context of all the other 5 songs, it like really takes a different turn, like a U-turn, and kind of just goes off into like a really, really dark place. And I didn't think it was gonna end like that, but I guess like that's the feeling they exactly like wanted, and I feel like that was very intentional.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was definitely intentional.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to do ratings?
Yeah, we'll do some final thoughts.
Final thoughts and ratings.
Final thoughts.
Final thought.
Who?
I can go. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a standout release along like in their 2 releases. I think 2, one EP called Guilt, and then a split with Cusco. So I think it's like this is like way different from most of that stuff. Or not. I shouldn't say way different, but it's really, really, really. Of a super evolved version of like that like earlier stuff. And it really like captures the essence of what makes like Catholics so exciting and unpredictable in like the modern math rock scene, and their ability to blend like the super technical like crazy stuff with like the emotional depth in the songwriting, while continually evolving that sound and making it unpredictable in the track list as it goes far, is like evident in like this like beautiful showcase of musical talent, and reflection of the ongoing journey of this band, and discovering the new sonic territories that are without. So I think fans that love kind of like complex dynamic music that doesn't really necessarily like call itself math rock will really, really, really appreciate this release. And I think it's very, very, very strong on its own outside of like the math rock labels, but within the math rock labels, I also think it's a very, very strong release. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, it could be, I could see it being in the realm of like a classic, like 5-10 years from now, people being like, oh yeah, this album, like for sure, like you gotta listen to this album. Like I said, the only thing I didn't really like about it was the ending, which is, fine. I mean, it seems like they're pretty early in their careers, so I'm really interested to see what they continue doing. But it's a great album, has a great sense of melody, it's very well recorded, great compositions. I mean, I'm gonna be bumping it, for the next few weeks for sure. So
yeah, man, this is I'm really glad I got to listen to this for the first time with you guys, because it has so much emotional weight, and it feels so nostalgic, and it feels like you're hanging out with your friends in a way till the end, and then it feels like maybe someone just died. I don't know, maybe at your homie's funeral.
Someone took too much mushrooms.
Yeah, and had a bad trip. And then the nice ruin.
It's like it's actually a great soundtrack for that "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" video. Like
totally
exactly what it is. It's like
man, they just do so many things right though on this record. Also, so like I don't. This is my first time hearing this band in general, but I did look at their discography, and I love that they're called Catholics, and their first record is called Guilt, like Catholic guilt. That's good. I like the paying attention to the theme of the title of your band.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, this was like front to back really exciting to listen to, and you guys, I can't even, I don't know, make a new point from what you guys said, because I just want to parrot everything you said. Like the composition is so nice, the production is so nice, like the songwriting and soundscaping is so thoughtful and fleshed out, and it feels like every detail is accounted for, and yet it doesn't feel like paint by numbers, it doesn't feel stale or like mechanical. It feels very organic and like loose and flowy, like you're just sitting at the bottom of a warm river that's gently flowing over you. So yeah, I have a lot of A lot of good things to say about this record. Thanks for showing it to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good pick.
Thanks everyone for sticking with us, you know, on our journey through this album. It's incredible. I completely agree, Austin, and I also think that whatever the very little that is left to be desired with it is justified, and I think that's really interesting and really makes you think, like, musically from like a musician's perspective, that not everything has to, you know, have to conform to, you know, your perception or your prediction of what might happen. So it's interesting that we were talking about that in the previous episode, and then like this is like a really good version of that subversion. So ratings.
I
don't want to go first this time because I want to hear other people.
I'll go first.
What you giving it?
I'm shooting from the hip here. I'm gonna go 9. I'm gonna go 9.
4.
10 is that doesn't exist. And maybe after another couple of listens, I'll be like, no, this is a 10. But to make me feel, maybe, yeah, I don't know. The fact that I can give it a 9 off the rip is an indicator that maybe I'll make an emotional attachment.
Mm-hmm.
It's a banger, dude. That's top to bottom, great record. I'm just going one score. I'm not. We know it's mathy. Like.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we know. All right, overall score, Ferris.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 9 as well.
Nice.
I like everything about it except, like I said, the ending. It's the only thing. Otherwise, it would have been a 10. It would have been 10 for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
I incline to agree. I think this is gonna get a 9 on our stamp of approval here on the mathrock review. I also give it a 9 out of 10. It is just an incredible album front to back. And even though it has, you know, a turn that I was left, you know, kind of unsatisfied with, I feel like the resolution and conviction and like intentionality of like all of the decisions made in the album like contribute to such a nice like final feeling after listening to it, that it's like, yeah, this is a complete and beautiful work of art. And even though like I personally, like, if it was just like a little bit longer, or just like, you know, some like little parts are like, just like, I wish, you know, this like tiny thing was mixed a little bit louder or something like that. It's like, it has those few things that like keep me from giving it like a perfect 10, you know? And I'm also not like crying when I listen to it, so it's not invoking like super deep emotional like heartstrings or anything like that. But yeah, I think a 9 is super well deserved, and you know, 9 plus, as you said, Austin, after multiple listens is to be expected when you listen to this one.
hell yeah.
So first 5 songs, vibe wise, was like we're partying, you know. Wait,
feeling great.
There it is.
We're feeling
partying.
great.
We're feeling great. Yeah,
We're doing good.
And then the antidepressants were off, and it's just like,
And it's the creepy piano and the sad rain.
Yeah, and the creaky door.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that was cathartic.
Yeah,
that was good.
It's really good. Exactly what you want. So hell yeah. If you liked what you heard, please follow the band. In the video description, there will be plenty of information and links for the band. And I'm sure if you have anything to say, we'd love to hear it. So please, if you have any bands, please send them. Comment below, like the video, subscribe. Tell us if you agree or disagree with any of our takes, and we'll see you next time on the mathrock review.
What do I do with my hands? Yeah,
there it is. All right, catch y'all later. Oh my god, I accidentally
I thought you just
end call.